Hi, everyone. Today I am talking about the week 2 assignment, which is to discuss a tool that will meet the standards of our district's data and student privacy standards. And one tool that I'm really a big fan of is called EdPuzzle. And I'm sure that you are familiar or you've at least heard of EdPuzzle. And they have really become a dynamic, powerful platform. So I'm just going to quickly go down the criteria that's on the rubric for our digital tool evaluation. And I'll start with performance. I would say that EdPuzzle performs 100% of the time. It is a web based tool. So if your internet or Wi Fi is not up and running in a steady fashion, the performance would be at a zero for EdPuzzle. Um, so in that regard, you just have to have a backup plan. But in terms of the tool itself, the performance, um, it just is outstanding. It loads quickly. There's never technical issues, and it's very reliable. So the next criteria is usability. So I would say that the usability is also a 4, and that means that the tool provides clear directions and students can launch and operate it independently. And I say that because so right now I'm at my content dashboard. And when students, if I were to just show you a class, so this brings us to the the differentiation and the usability together criteria. Last week, I was covering for a fifth grade technology class, and I needed a backup activity just in case students finished a little bit early. So I quickly jumped into EdPuzzle. I added a new class. I named it the North School fifth grade. And I just added some nonfiction stuff. And then they were focusing on New Hampshire in their social studies classes anyway. So I added that. And basically, the kids could just jump right in and find the assignment, use the join code for the class, and start watching the high interest video. And if there were questions, answer questions, which was great. So there is a criteria section on the rubric called feedback. So just while I'm in this class, I wanted to jump to that. So with EdPuzzle, for each class that you have that you've either imported from Google Classroom or you've added yourself, um, so you can see the students that are enrolled. I only have a few because those were the only students that finished ahead of time. And then the grade book shows the student, it shows the, and these aren't accurate because the kids weren't really, I told them it was just kind of a fun activity, but it'll show you the total time spent, and it'll show you the accuracy of the questions, and it will just show you immediately how they did. So the feedback component is outstanding. So if I were to go back to the differentiation piece from my classes, again, I can use that class as an example. I can actually assign things to one student, I can assign to 4 students. There's all sorts of wonderful things that EdPuzzle allows you to do. So if I were to just focus on, let's say, sight words, I might say, okay, we are working on our sight words in, you know, I want them to be able to sing a song. So I can pick this particular video. These are vetted videos. You don't have to worry about any safety issues or distraction. They don't get taken to another YouTube. They don't get exposed to images or anything that are inappropriate. I can see that there's these questions that are already done, they're already built in, and the students can just jump right in and start doing their work. So that is excellent in terms of differentiation because I can just go to assign, and then I'm working from the north grade, fifth grade classroom. I can either assign to all students or I can go manually and just pick the two kids that I want to practice on these particular words. Now, I'm going to uncheck them because they're actually real human beings. So I don't want them to think that they have a homework assignment from the tech trainer. So the next area is curriculum connection. So this is also a very dynamic part of EdPuzzle. So I can look at subjects. So let's say I am still in the language arts category. I can go to grade levels. So this is a fifth grade level, but maybe I'm looking at kids that are still reading at a second and third grade level. I can save that, and EdPuzzle will find the appropriate activities that will go along with that. So here's one with our lovely Betty White. So I can assign this, and I can assign it to several, like let's say these were several of my classes, I can assign to more than one at a time. So that also saves time. Um, but it's very content specific if you want it to be. And the engagement piece we went over with the gradebook that's built in. So that is absolutely amazing. The gradebook, just an FYI, in our situation is not integrated seamlessly with our student information system. So teachers use the gradebook just as like a formative feedback piece, but it doesn't actually immediately go into the student information system. So that's a little challenging. And then the last part of our rubric relates to um, the thinking skills that are required. So, this is where I think we can see kids have to step outside of their comfort zone. You can assign a student project and have the students find a video that relates to what you're studying and embed questions that their peers would then have to answer. So we know that we learn by doing, and so we are at a much higher critical thinking, executive functioning level when we're actually the ones that are teaching something. So I can create something on amphibians, if I can spell it right. And I can say, you know, students can show they know what, dot, dot, dot. And then I can type the instructions of like, watch the video and answer the questions or, whatever it may be. I can save the project, and it's there for immediate project based learning. So that is just a great piece about the thinking skills. So I hope that this video helps you guys, and I hope that everyone is doing well. And I look forward to learning about the tool that you share.